Viewers, let's get straight to the point tonight. What would you call a group of political parties who oppose citizenship for Hindus persecuted in neighboring Islamic countries but support asylum for Rohingya Muslims? What would you call a group of parties who deem Hindu festivals as environmentally unfriendly while ignoring similar concerns over festivals of other communities? What would you call a group of parties that liken Sanatan Dharma to a disease? Would you call them tolerant, inclusive, pluralistic, secular? Viewers, not if the hard facts have anything to do with it. The India Alliance is severely critical of the RSS and the BJP for demanding that the word secular should be expunged from the constitution. But does the same India Alliance practice secularism? That's the baseline question. And if it did practice secularism, would it have a problem with Hindus wanting to protect the sanctity of their religious festivals? Would it link any such efforts by the Hindu community to protect the sanctity of its festivals to religious exceptionalism? The answer is no, viewers. So then why are its leaders liking a proposal by 3 state governments to the bigotry linked to Pahalgam and divisiveness? Sample this from Congress Party's Digvijay Singh and also Samajwadi Party's Hassan, viewers, who are linking the Kawar Yatra, no less, to terrorism of the kind, the religious terrorism of the kind we saw in Pahalgam. Listen to this, viewers. Listen to this.
राज्य सरकार अगर कांवड़ यात्रा के लिए सुविधा प्रदान करती है तो उसमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, लेकिन दूसरी बात यह है कि कांवड़ यात्रा के माध्यम से आप एक नफरत का माहौल पैदा करें समाज में, वो उचित नहीं है।
जो हिंदू मुसलमान करके यहाँ की आबादी को बांटना चाहते हैं और आबादी बढ़ने के बाद देश कमजोर हो, किसने ये राइट दिया इनको कि ढाबों की चेकिंग करें? ये किसने इनको ये राइट दिया कि लोगों की पैंटें उतरवाएं? क्या इनमें और उन आतंकवादियों में कोई फर्क है जिन्होंने धर्म पूछ के पहलगाम के अंदर गोलियां मारी थी? ये भी एक तरह के आतंकवादी हैं और वो भी आतंकवादी थे।
Viewers, if the India Alliance was truly secular, would it flaunt its political alliance with Islamists? Here you can see Congress senior Kerala leader Anto Antony, viewers, embracing the workers of NIA-designated terror group PFI's political arm, the SDPI. There it is, viewers. Congress MP Anto Antony in his constituency. The Congress MP met with these SDPI workers in Kerala. The Congress MP Anto Antony justified meeting them, saying that they were well-wishing constituents, viewers. That's the state of affairs. An act that has led the BJP to accuse India Alliance leading like the Congress of practicing namazwad. Listen to this, viewers. Right? Check.
वो सेक्युलरिज्म के अगेंस्ट हैं, डेमोक्रेसी के अगेंस्ट हैं। ये उनके ही कहे हुए वर्ड्स में आपको सुना रहा हूँ, और ये इस्लामिक गवर्नेंस में मानते हैं। इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम है जमाते इस्लामी। बहुत सालों तक देश के मेन स्ट्रीम राजनीति में और पॉलिटिक्स से बाहर रखा गया था, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने कहा, कांग्रेस के लोग भी इसको एक डेंजरस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मानते थे। लेकिन पहली बार राहुल गांधी के पुराने कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी और प्रियंका गांधी के आज के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी वायनाड में जो निलंबूर बाई इलेक्शन हुआ, उसमें पहली बार कांग्रेस ने खुल के फॉर्मली जमाते इस्लामी के सपोर्ट उन्होंने लिया, प्रचार हुआ
Viewers, why would any secular nationalist political platform invite Medha Patkar and Prakash Raj to Parliament to attend a meeting of a parliamentary standing committee, knowing fully well that these individuals have been apologists for Pakistan's Islamist terrorism? Congress MP was the chair of Parliament Standing Committee on Rural Development, and he invited Medha Patkar and Prakash Raj. Medha Patkar is on record objecting to any diplomatic effort to link Pakistan to Islamist terror. Can you believe it, viewers? She says you should not call Pakistan a terror state. Prakash Raj, the actor turned activist, so-called activist, has vehemently opposed calls for boycotting Pakistan stars who have been selectively silent on Pak-sponsored Islamist terror. He has a problem with that. He wants dialogue with Pakistan. If this wasn't enough, the entire India Alliance has shared a platform with a sectarian organization called the Jamaat-e-Imarat-e-Sharia in Patna's iconic Gandhi Maidan just a few days ago. And you can see those pictures. Every leader of the India Alliance was there. This duplicity at multiple levels expresses the India Alliance brand of secularism, one that routinely marginalizes Hindus under the guise of progressive politics, viewers. And it begs us to ask some straight and direct and honest questions. And I want to open this up and go straight across to Nikhil Jain, political analyst, Syed Asad Abbas also, who believes that the India bloc, the India Alliance, is upholding the secular character of our constitution. So let me ask you straight off the bat, Mr. Jain, and this is what I've shown you a large number of instances now. So the Congress and the India bloc, they swear by the word secular in the preamble. They say any effort to expunge it is communalist. But these examples seem to suggest, and I'm asking you a question, is the India Namazwadi, however, in practice? Straight question.
See, Rahul, first of all, I'm having a little difficulty understanding what really is the question here. But so far as you questioning the credentials of the India bloc and their secularism is concerned, first and foremost, let me point it out to your viewers that BJP is a party in whose constitution, in the preamble of their constitution, they also have the word secular and socialist. Sanju is sitting here, she can very well pull it out. So far as the word secular and socialist in being included in the constitution by the is concerned, Supreme Court has given a catena of judgments saying that this is not in sync with the constitution, and the principles of secularism and socialism are part of the basic structure. I'm not having a legal
debate, sir. You're hardly qualified to have a legal debate. So I'm asking you, Mr. Jain, very seriously and very straightforwardly. One second. I'm asking you, why does... hang on. Why does the Congress selectively attack Hindu festivals? I'm asking you a question. Simple, please. Why does the India Alliance... Okay, fine, sir, fair enough. You are a very learned constitutional lawyer. Okay, I rest my case. But let me ask you the pertinent questions tonight. I'm not getting into a larger philosophical debate that should be held actually by a constitutional bench of India. I'm sure they'll go into it, sir. But I'm asking you a simple... Not a constitutional bench. Not a constitutional bench. But let me just come back to you, please. Let me just ask you the most specific question. I was very specific in my question. And I'm going to interrupt if I don't get specific responses because I value the time of the viewer. I don't want the viewer to be sitting there and spun around in their seat. So I'm asking you once again, sir, simply this. You heard Mr. Hassan, you heard Digvijay Singh. You said that you have a problem when the Kanwar Yatra is used for political purposes. I don't know what you mean by that. But
would
tell me something.
One
second. No, obviously everyone would. Then tell me one thing. Why do you use Eid for political purposes, hosting Eid Milans, hosting iftar parties, giving them... One second. What is that?
That is precisely the difference, Rahul.
Precisely the difference, is it?
You've hit it on the head.
I've hit it on the head.
Congress party and opposition parties hold Eid parties, iftar parties to bring communities together. What the BJP does is it uses Hindu festivals to create rift between the communities to target
let me tell you, viewers, do they hold Ram Navami parties? No, they don't hold Ram Navami parties. You'll never hear them.
BJP leaders,
You'll never hear them
BJP
holding
leaders,
Ram Navami parties, viewers.
leaders
But yes,
hold
iftar
Ram Navami
parties we must hold because we are bringing communities together. Okay, second question.
No. But
Fair enough.
the
You're
BJP
saying that you
leaders
do
hold
it
Ram
for.
Navami parties.
Okay, so you do it for.
What do they do?
Sir,
They send
you
their
do it for.
karyakartas to dance outside a masjid.
Okay,
That is
okay,
what
one
they do on Ram
second.
Navami.
1 second, Mr. Jain. Just a minute. So you do it to bring communities together in exception. You only celebrate the festivals of one community in the exception
Nahin,
because you
Diwali
believe
party
that
nahi
they
hota hai
become.
kya?
Sorry?
Rahul, hold on. Diwali party nahi hota hai kya? Have you not been to a Diwali party held
No.
by a politician? I'm sure you've
No,
been.
I've never. No, I've never been.
I'm not.
I've never been.
I don't know why. Rahul, you are a very senior anchor.
But
I
I've
really
never
don't know
been.
why you have not been invited to
Why,
one.
sir?
But
The
politicians
same reasons
across
why.
political
The same
lines
because
do
maybe
have
I'll ask a
Diwali
couple of very
parties
tough
and iftar
questions.
parties.
Anyhow, my point is this, and it's a very
Perhaps that
straightforward
is the
point.
reason, I don't know.
It's
But
a very
the BJP
straightforward. Sir,
But then the BJP should be inviting you to Diwali parties.
Sir,
You
name
don't
me
ask
one.
tough questions
Sir,
of them, or do you?
name me one, Mr. Jain. I'm not the subject matter of the debate here. Okay, you want to make me? I'm very happy. Which just tells me that you don't have a response for my straightforward question.
I have
And
a
let me then
straightforward
ask you the
response
question
that what-
again. Maybe you didn't hear it. Since you said you couldn't understand it, let me try to bring it back and make it more comprehensible for you. So let me take responsibility for not making it comprehensible for you. So now let me make it comprehensible for you, Mr. Jain. Mr. Jain, a very simple question. And I want to ask you this. The India Alliance has leaders who compare Sanatan Dharma to an epidemic and a disease. This is on record. The Supreme Court has also taken note of it. Show me one leader from the, show me one leader from the India Alliance that has used the same words, and I don't want to repeat them. Don't force me to repeat them, about any other faith. Show me one.
Rahul, first of all, I condemn any statement made against any religion by any politician, whether it is some leader in the India Alliance making a statement against a particular faith, or whether it is a leader in the BJ party, which calls Hindu Dharam and Muslim Dharam both problematic names. I'll find you the name of the leader. I'm not remembering right now. Give me 10 minutes. I'll find you the name of the BJP leader who said things in the past which were very problematic about the Hindu faith, and the kind of things that they keep on saying about Sikhs and Muslims, with them being Khalistanis and terrorists, this and that is an everyday occurrence. I think all of your viewers as well know.
Just a
Let
second.
me answer you on the Digvijay Singh statement.
No,
that
I'm
is
asking you.
questioning
In
about.
your alliance, you have partners who say nasty things about and I'm not just talking about DMK. I'm talking about the RJD also. What they have said about Ramcharitmanas. You have the Samajwadi Party leaders who've said nasty things about expunging tracks of the Ramcharitmanas. But no one has ever talked about tracks from
Rahul, you
other
have to-
holy books. No, I'm asking you, sir. This is
No, Rahul,
selectiveness
you have to
or is this
understand the nature of
inclusivity?
Hinduism. No, I'll tell you what it is. You
Is
have
this
to understand
upholding
the nature of-
secularism?
Hold on. Hinduism is a different faith from the Abrahamic faiths.
Oh,
There
I
is
see.
no single one
So you should abuse
holy
it.
book like a Quran or a Bible. No, not
So you
at
should
all the
abuse
point.
it.
No. Let
So
me
you
make
should
the
call
point.
it
For
dirty
example,
names.
No,
You should
absolutely
partner
not.
with
It
people
is-
who
it
want
is
to, who want to
absolutely not.
micturate.
It is one
No,
of-
1 second, who want
it
to
is one of the
micturate. No, 1
most-
second. On Hindu
it is
idols,
one of the
it's
most
okay.
Flexible.
No, so you will defend people.
absolutely
No,
not.
you will defend people
I
who
will not.
micturate, who say that they want to micturate. Please understand what I'm saying on Hindu idols. That's okay.
See, that is not at all okay. Anybody who said that.
Well, then
should
why
be
are
taken
those
up to
people
task.
still your allies?
Why are similar people still in the BJ party?
Okay,
Sanju
see,
would have
now
to
viewers,
answer on
this
that.
is where
But
this
the
is
important
where the
question,
whataboutery begins. Why are they there? As if that justifies two wrongs don't make a right, viewers. And this is the
Rahul, just let
problem
me
with the
complete-
Congress
give me
party.
15 seconds to
1
complete the
second,
point
now
I'm
you
making.
answered
15
my
seconds
question.
to
You
complete.
answered
15
four
seconds,
questions.
15 seconds,
No, you
15
don't
seconds,
answer a
15
question
seconds.
honestly. You
15
start
seconds.
talking
No,
about
I
the
am
BJP,
answering-
you start
I am
talking
answering
about
your
the
question.
anchor, you start talking about everything else except for taking responsibility
Things
for
have to be
members
talked
of your
about in a
alliance.
context.
Why are they sharing a stage
to be
with
talked in a
people
context.
who advocate Sharia in this country? Imarat-e-Sharia. What does that mean,
No,
viewers?
Imarat-e
They
Sharia
share a
does
stage.
not
Is that
advocate Sharia
secular?
in the country.
Is that secular?
Imarat-e-Sharia does not advocate
Right.
Sharia law in
Oh,
the
I
country.
see.
They
Have you read their
opposed religious
constitution? Have you read their constitution?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Okay,
I
if you
did.
did, sir,
Yes,
then
I
you
did.
know the first paragraph of their constitution. What does Imarat-e-Sharia
this.
mean? What does the
I am
word
not
mean?
I am not a Persian scholar. I
Oh,
don't
you're
know
not
what
a
it means.
Persian scholar.
My
You see, viewers,
my
this is a
simple
problem.
point is
Lashkar-e-Toiba, don't associate religion with terror. Then you ask them, what does Lashkar-e-Toiba mean? And they say, we don't understand Persian. It's not even Persian,
We
by the way.
have
Anyhow, let me just
fundamentalists in
open this up.
every
Sanju
religion.
Verma needs to come in here. Sanju Verma, they are accusing you of basically using this Kavar Yatra to polarize Hindu society. And they are saying that you are doing these checks on individuals who hold or operate or own stalls near the Kavar Yatra route because you want to create only a Hindu corridor. You don't want anyone else to sell food, items, etc., who are from other faiths to the Kavar Yatris. And this, they claim, is a form of religious apartheid. So could you respond to this gentleman?
First and foremost, it's very, you can only be on the wrong side of Rahul Shiv Shankar at your own risk. So let me come straight to the point. That was on a lighter note, because I think Nikhil Jain was making zero sense and Rahul took him to the shredding machine. I have a simple point to make, without only, not focusing on the Kavar Yatra. The larger thing is this. This entire secular or pseudo-secular brigade from the Congress, the Samajwadi Party, the RJD, I fail to understand why is it that Sara ka Sara bhashan on what Hindus should do, whether loudspeaker should be played during Kavar Yatra procession, yes or no, Shivji ka abhishek ho, to doodh shivling par, abhishek hona chahiye ya nahi. Why is it that Hindus are always given bhashan? Why this moral grandstanding by parties? Recently Devendra Fadnavis has now said no loudspeaker, no azan from loudspeaker, no namaz from loudspeaker. There is a loudspeaker app. If you want to play azan, namaz, use the loudspeaker app, but not blaring it from microphones so that you disturb others at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Be it as it may, my limited point is this, Rahul. If you notice, there is a very important judgment which is related to the topic you're discussing. 29th May 2025, the Karnataka High Court stayed the Siddaramaiah government's decision to withdraw 43 criminal cases against people belonging to Anjuman-e-Islami who were responsible for the Hubli riots. The Karnataka High Court, in that stinging judgment of 29th May 2025, barely a few weeks back, also said it is looking to deliberate upon another case related to the PFI, where 175 cases and 1,600 people were allowed to go scot-free by Siddaramaiah within 3 weeks of taking oath. And the Karnataka High Court said, be it Hassan, be it Shivamoga, be it Mysuru, be it, any other place. Why is it that lawlessness is being upheld by the current Congress dispensation?
Okay.
Siddaramaiah had no answers. And Nikhil, I want to touch upon this entire pseudo-secular thing without being verbose. 1.5 years back, the Supreme Court put a stay on Siddaramaiah's decision to classify the entire 12.97% Muslim population of Karnataka as OBCs. 12.97% Muslims means 89 lakh Muslims in Karnataka were suo moto declared OBCs by Siddaramaiah. No less than the Supreme Court had to intervene. You withdraw cases against Anjuman-e-Islami and PFI, okay. The Karnataka High Court has to step in. My limited point is the judiciary has to step in because under the garb of secularism, Hindu phobia is being upheld with brazen impunity.
That's the point that she's making. That's the point. She's saying that you take the cover of secularism, but you actually promote Hindu phobia. Some others in Sanju Verma's party call this Namazwad. And I have to ask you, and let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Mr. Mitra, how applicable is this term Namazwad to the India alliance, or is it a deliberate coinage by the BJP to try and rally its vote bank, its predominantly Hindu vote bank, by obviously labeling a political party as being favorable to the minority community, in this case, the Muslim community?
So, Rahul, the problem here is why is it every time the BJP levels the Namazwad accusation at the opposition, it always seems to stick? See, the problem here is if they were truly secular and things like that, then it wouldn't stick. Now, nobody would believe it. Why is it become potent? There is clearly no smoke without fire. Let's take this particular case itself where the Kanwariya Yatra is being compared. Do you know the kind of purity rules that Kanwariyas have to observe even amongst themselves? There is all kinds of purity rituals. You forget about, Muslim shops and Muslim names and things like that. Even with their own family and things like that, they're not allowed to maintain any contact. This is like the Sabarimala pilgrimage that happens in the south. You're not allowed to have sexual relations. You're not allowed to shave your beard. You're not allowed to eat onion, garlic and things like that. You have to walk barefoot if you're a true believer and things like that. There are very strict rules to be followed out here. Now, it is entirely up to them. Are you going to say that you can't put halal certification on a restaurant? You're not allowed to put it. Because technically, what is sauce for the goose should be sauce for the gander. So a Kanwar has every right to decide, just like a Muslim family has every right to decide if they want to eat halal or not. But according to them, putting halal certification is perfectly secular. But apparently demanding the same for Kanwariyas is not. Why not? Generally, with all public events, you are meant to have catering anything really. It is tailor-made to that particular event, especially when it is an economic generator like the Kanwariya Yatra is. So what do? Now, I would totally understand this if they applied the same rules. The problem is that it is always different rules for different people. Today, something is secular. Tomorrow, this is like, the Bal Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. As long as they were with the BJP, they were very secular, very unsecular, very communal, rioters, whatnot. Suddenly, they go with the Congress and you have no less than the New York Times saying that they're a secularist party. Do you read that obnoxious op-ed which labeled them a secularist party?
Yes.
This after they were screaming about them for the Bombay riots, even made a movie, Maniratnam even made a movie about it called Bombay and things like that with Arvind Swamy and Manisha Koirala and whatnot.
No, and they still come out and say that we are very proud of bringing down the Babri masjids.
They are.
And they say it. But the Congress has no problem fighting elections with them, aligning with them.
Now, the Congress, we need to understand, has a shrinking vote base. All it is aligned to is basically 2-3 small communities. And there is intense competition between all of them, the Samajwadi Party, the RJD and the Congress for the exact same voter demographic. Therefore, they are out competing each other to go well ahead. To this date, Rahul Gandhi has not, he has something to say about everything. Show me one place where he has personally come out and said anything about Udayanidhi Stalin wanting to exterminate Hindutva, Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. He didn't even say Hindutva or whatever. He said Sanatana Dharma. Show me where Rahul Gandhi has come out and said anything against Udayanidhi Stalin.
No, not.
Nothing. But for them, I will ask Nikhil Jain and Mr. Abbas, was what Udayanidhi Stalin said legit? And why is Rahul Gandhi not speaking up about it? Simple question.
Especially when the Supreme Court has even called upon the state government to go ahead and file cases against those that insult the Hindu faith, and in the context of this one. But before Mr. Jain answers that question, let me just bring in Mr. Abbas on a more fundamental question that has been raised now by both the BJP national spokesperson and Mr. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, and I raised it in my introduction. And that question is, what is the problem with Hindus wanting to protect the sanctity of their religious festivals? So, if they are demanding that they want a corridor where they are served kosher food made by Hindus, for Hindus, especially because there are so many restrictions about complete kosherness of what they eat, etc., etc., why is it so much to ask? When you have halal certification in this country, then no one asks. When halal certificates are only given to those who employ Muslims to package the food. There is that degree of so-called religious apartheid built into the halal certification business. But here, it becomes a weapon. So, Mr. Abbas, do Hindus have a right to protect the sanctity of their religious festivals? Yes or no? If they don't, the argument ends, the debate is over.
Firstly, Rahul Sahab, my Hindu brothers, be it Kavadi Yatra or taking their rallies, procession, they have all rights and reservations to practice accordingly and the way they wish to, and we must all celebrate and stand with them on this purpose. Also, as a matter of fact, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, my dear friend, raised a very important question with respect to Udayanidhi Stalin. I believe it is sacrosanct upon every Indian belonging to this beautiful country to unequivocally, unconditionally condemn his statement. My best friend happens to be a Hindu, and today, if I do not raise my voice against his statement, he will question me. The fact of the matter, Rahul Sahab, I've always believed, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, समझो अपनी शान को, मजहब की दीवारों में ना बांटो हिंदुस्तान को, ना मैं हिंदू बनूं ना तुम मुसलमान बनो, मैं भी इंसान बनूं, तुम भी इंसान बनो. Be it Rahul Gandhi or be it any leader of the India Alliance or any political party must and should raise their voice when something so condemnable has been spoken. Now the next point, you mentioned precisely about Kavadi Yatra.
No, so just 1 minute, just stop there. Just stop there. If you believe this to be true, if you believe that Rahul Gandhi should raise his voice and tick off Udayanidhi Stalin, can I ask you, why hasn't he done it? Secondly, why hasn't he ever ticked off the Thackeray's when they have praised Veer Savarkar? The man Rahul Gandhi has gone on record to say was the greatest communalist, the divider-in-chief of India, and most importantly, the Hindu Jinnah. Why do you think he has not done this?
I truly believe that Udayanidhi's statement was a paradigm shift of what they call Nafrat Ka Bazaar. That is exactly what he spoke. Therefore, Rahul Gandhi must and should have opened his Mohabbat ki dukaan.
No, but one second.
Mr.
Abbas, you made a very intelligent point, and I respect your point. I respect the fact that at least you have risen above party lines. Mr. Jain hasn't shown that alacrity, but you have. You have said that this is highly condemnable. And Rahul Gandhi should have condemned it. These are your words, not mine. So why do you think a person who believes in the letter of the preamble, which is secular, whose grandmother inserted it under the cloak of emergency, hasn't come out and told his partner in no uncertain terms, in public, we do not accept this statement, Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin, apologize. Why hasn't he done this?
In fact, Rahul Sahab, you and all my friends of the panel will appreciate pragmatic politics. To keep the India alliance in order, there is pragmatism and its play.
So, to keep your vote bank, your prospects alive.
Not vote bank.
Okay.
Alliance.
So to keep your prospects alive, you will go to any extent. Then why do you blame the BJP?
Nobody is blaming the BJP. I'm blaming
No,
Rahul
because
Gandhi.
they are. Digvijay Singh and company are. So you have now accepted that this is pragmatic.
It is.
Pragmatic.
It is pragmatic
to
politics.
be silent,
Isn't
viewers,
it?
when somebody
Isn't it,
goes
Rahul
out
Sahab?
there. Okay, 1 second. It is pragmatic to be silent. Then viewers, why do they expect Modi to speak up on this issue and that issue? Why do they expect Amit Shah to speak up on this issue and that issue? They are also maintaining a Sphinx like pragmatic silence, it could be said tomorrow, by the BJP. So why? Big deal. Hold no one to account for hate speeches. Everyone is doing it out of a evolved sense of pragmatism. Sanju Verma, it is pragmatism.
Rahul Sahab,
You are not pragmatic. They are so pragmatic.
Mr. Abbas, I did not interject you even once.
Please,
Rahul, do you remember the date? 23rd September. The year was 2017. Within a few months of demitting office as the Vice President of India, Hamid Ansari shared the stage with PFI and said, Muslims are marginalized, they are treated as third-class citizens in India, they don't have a voice. And the entire pseudo-secular brigade was applauding from the fringes. This after a man who got the opportunity to serve as the 12th vice president for 10 long years from 2007 to 2017. Be that as it may, I want to focus on one very interesting thing, taking off from what Abhijit Iyer Mitra said. He made a very interesting point on halal. Tell me a thing, Rahul. Today, the halal economy is worth $2.7 trillion, more than Italy's GDP, which is $2.3 trillion. And India alone has a halal market of $778 million. You have halal meat, halal lipsticks, halal powder, सेक्युलरिटी यहाँ बैठकर बीजेपी को 24/7 भाषण देते हैं. If I say I don't want to have halal meat, I want jhatka meat, they will say Sanju Verma is communal. Now
In other words,
to the final point. Rahul, my final point. There is this famous Indira Sawhney versus the Union of India judgment of 1992, where the Supreme Court said in no uncertain terms, reservation on the grounds of religion is not acceptable nor desirable in a country like India. What do you see Karnataka government doing? What do you see Revant Reddy doing? They are giving reservation on the grounds of religion and doing it with brazen impunity.
I think tonight you have to give 100 out of 100 to Mr. Abbas for coming clean. He said this is all pragmatism. And Ayyar Mitra, I think today, you have been able to extract the fundamental here. And the fundamental is this, that you see, viewers, when Salman Khurshid's relative calls for vote jihad and the Congress keeps absolutely silent, it is out of pragmatism. Long live the India alliance so we can come back and win election after election. When there are demands to dismantle Hinduism, dismantle, viewers, these are words that have been used by those that support the Congress party, then the silence is also very pragmatic, because why not have people try to eliminate this faith? Then there's a free run for all of us. So when, viewers, very, very clearly, you have a situation where only one faith is allowed to demand that there should be sanctity for their religious festivals, it is okay. When the other demands, you should go after them and say that you're weaponizing your faith, and you must expect everyone to accept it because you're being so pragmatic. Shocking, viewers. It is absolutely shocking.
Rahul, that is not the point anybody made.
But Mr. Abbas made that point. He made that point.
No, he did not make that point.
Oh, come on. I'm ending this debate. I'm done with this debate. We've had some closure here. We've had some acceptance. And that explains so much. Let's move on, viewers. Let's move on, because there is another very big story. And this is a story, viewers, that
Network 18 decimates Times Internet with over 6 times more unique users on social media. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks.